President Friedrich Ebert, chairman of the Council of People's Deputies, Ebert steered Germany's new republic through revolution and unrest. Chancellor Philipp Scheidemann. From a Reichstag balcony, Scheidemann proclaimed the German Republic, leading the Social Democrats through collapse. Minister of Defense Gustav Noske. Noske armed the Freikorps and unleashed them on Berlin, crushing the Spartacist uprising. Field Marshal Paul von Hindenburg. Chief of the Supreme Army Command, Hindenburg guided the defeated military through armistice and abdication. General Erich Ludendorff. First Quartermaster General, Ludendorff pushed for peace in 1918, then resurfaced in the Kapp Putsch. General Wilhelm Groener. Succeeding Ludendorff, Groener struck the secret pact binding the army to the new republic. General Hans von Seeckt, chief of the Reichswehr Army Command. Seeckt refused to fire on fellow soldiers during the push. The Emperor Wilhelm II, the last German emperor, abdicated in November 1918, ending centuries of Hohenzollern imperial rule. Prince Maximilian of Baden, the final imperial chancellor, negotiated armistice terms before handing power to Ebert as the empire fell. General Walther von Littwitz, commander of Reichswehr forces in Berlin, Littwitz became the driving force behind the failed Kapp Putsch. Captain Hermann Ehrhardt, leading the 6,000-strong Marine Brigade Ehrhardt, this naval officer marched his brigade straight into Berlin. Captain Waldemar Pabst, a Freikorps staff officer, Pabst ordered the killings of Karl Liebknecht and Rosa Luxemburg. General Ludwig Marker, commanding the Freiwilliges Landesjägerkorps, Marker built one of the first disciplined volunteer forces against the revolution. Colonel Wilhelm Reinhardt. Reinhardt commanded his own Freikorps unit, helping the government reclaim control of Berlin. Major Franz von Steffany. Leading the Potsdam Freikorps, Steffany's troops formed part of the government's core suppression force. General Rüdiger von der Goltz. Von der Goltz commanded Freikorps operations beyond Germany's borders, fighting Bolshevik forces across the Baltic. General Paul von Lettow-Vorbeck. Former colonial military commander, Lettow-Vorbeck led Freikorps troops suppressing unrest in northern Germany. General Franz Ritter von Epp. Commanding Freikorps Epp, this Bavarian officer helped crush the Bavarian Soviet Republic in bloody combat. Major Josef Ritter von Reis. Leading the smaller Freikorps Werdenfels, Reis deployed his men against communist forces in Bavaria. Gerhard Rossbach. Commanding the Sturm Battalion Rossbach, this Freikorps leader became a key figure in the paramilitary right. General Georg Escherich. Founder of the Einwohnerwehr militia, Escherich organized armed citizens across Bavaria against revolutionary uprisings. General Arnold Leckwis. Commanding the Guard Cavalry Rifle Division, Leckwis led government troops against the Spartacist uprising. Colonel Albert von Beck. An early commander of Freikorps Oberland, von Beck helped organize Bavaria's paramilitary resistance. Friedrich Weber. Taking command of Freikorps Oberland, Weber led the unit through the fall of Bavaria's Soviet government. Captain Otto Lichtschlag. Commanding his namesake Freikorps unit, Lichtschlag fought through the Spartacist uprising and the Kapp Putsch. Walter Reinhardt. As Prussian War Minister and first Chief of the Army Command, Reinhardt rebuilt Germany's shattered military. Colonel Max Bauer. A military advisor to the Supreme Army Command, Bauer helped shape the strategy behind the Kapp Putsch. Wolfgang Kapp. A civil servant and nationalist, Kapp became the nominal leader of the failed 1920 coup. Colonel Traugott von Jagow. Appointed Berlin police president by the putschists, Jagow briefly held power during the coup. Rear Admiral Wilhelm Canaris. A naval officer entangled in the Kapp Putsch, Canaris later helped shield Freikorps veterans from prosecution. Karl Liebknecht. Co-founder of the Spartacist League, Liebknecht led the January uprising before his capture and murder. Rosa Luxemburg, a revolutionary theorist and co-founder of the Communist Party of Germany, Luxemburg was executed alongside Liebknecht. Leo Jogacius, taking command of the Communist Party after Liebknecht and Luxemburg's deaths, Jogacius was killed months later. Clara Zetkin, a founding voice of the Communist Party of Germany, Zetkin championed workers' rights through revolutionary upheaval. Franz Mehring, an aging Marxist historian, Mehring co-founded the Spartacist League and lent it intellectual weight. Wilhelm Pieck, a co-founder of the Communist Party of Germany, Pieck survived the January uprising that killed his colleagues. Paul Levi, taking the Communist Party chairmanship after January 1919, Levi steered the movement through its violent early years. Karl Radek, sent as a Bolshevik emissary to Berlin, Radek advised the Communist Party during the revolution's volatile months. Johann Knief, founder of the International Communists of Germany, Knief pushed for a harder revolutionary line. Emil Barth, an independent social democrat on the Council of People's Deputies, Barth pushed for a radical course. Richard Müller, leading the Revolutionary Stewards, Müller organized Berlin's factory workers into the backbone of the uprising. Ernst Daumig, a leader of both the Revolutionary Stewards and independent social democrats, Daumig pressed for council governance. Otto Wels, commanding social democratic forces, Wels helped defend the Reichstag during the uprising's tensest hours. Emil Eichhorn, as Berlin's police chief, Eichhorn's dismissal by the government sparked the protests that ignited the uprising. Prime Minister Kurt Eisner, an independent social democrat, Eisner declared Bavaria a republic before his assassination triggered deeper chaos. President Ernst Toller, serving 6 days as president of the Bavarian Soviet Republic, Toller then commanded its revolutionary army. Eugen Leviné, a hardline communist, Leviné seized control of the Bavarian Soviet Republic and built its Red Army. Max Levian, chairman of the Bavarian Communist Party, Leviat helped lead the radical government that briefly ruled Munich. Rudolf Egelhofer, as city commandant and Red Army commander, Egelhofer defended Munich until his capture and execution. Gustav Landauer, an anarchist minister in the Bavarian Soviet Republic, Landauer was beaten to death after its fall. Erich Muhsam, an anarchist revolutionary in the Bavarian Soviet Republic, Muhsam helped shape its brief, chaotic government. Johannes Hoffmann, Bavaria's minister-president in exile, Hoffmann organized the counter-revolutionary forces that crushed the Soviet Republic. General Alfred Seifertitz, commanding Bavarian counter-revolutionary forces, Seifertitz led the Citizens' Defense Militia against the Palm Sunday Putsch. Oskar Dürr, Munich's social democratic city commandant, Dürr found himself targeted as the Soviet Republic seized power. Vice Admiral Franz von Hipper, commanding the German High Seas Fleet, von Hipper's planned final battle triggered the naval mutiny that sparked revolution. Admiral Reinhard Scheer, as commander of the Imperial German Navy, Scheer presided over the fleet whose mutiny helped ignite revolution. Minister Matthias Erzberger, signing the armistice ending World War I, a decision that made him a target for nationalist hatred. Minister Hugo Preuss, as Interior Minister, Preuss authored the Weimar Constitution that gave Germany's new republic its legal foundation. Minister Eugene Schiffer, serving in the Weimar government's finance and justice posts, Schiffer helped stabilize the republic through early crises. Chancellor Gustav Bauer, succeeding Scheidemann as chancellor, Bauer led the government that fled Berlin during the 1920 Kapp Putsch. General Kurt von Schleicher, a Reichswehr political liaison officer, Schleicher worked behind the scenes shaping the army's role in the republic. Ludwig III of Bavaria, the last king of Bavaria, was deposed in November 1918 as revolutionary councils seized power. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. History Chronicles has many more fascinating stories waiting for you. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next incredible journey into history.